Good morning with my washing in the background. It is Friday, so it's the start of the weekend. I have the urge to touch my hair because I washed it last night. It's gone nice and wavy. I feel like my hair doesn't go as curly as it used to. Maybe that's from dyeing it. Is that a thing? It goes wavy still, but also maybe it's because I'm a bit more lazy with how I style my hair. I used to be really particular about like curling my hair when I was way into the curly girl method. I do this a lot, I talk about my hair when I start filming. But yeah, when I was like really into it in the pandemic, I followed like the methods to a T. And I feel like if you're someone like me who has wavy hair mixed in with like, I've got like 2B and 2C curls. I think that's what I have anyway. If you have like those sorts of curls mixed in together, you can make your hair go very curly with like precision if you brush it and then gel it and like scrunch it and then diffuse it and stay very still. Or if you just kind of are a bit more relaxed with it, my hair anyway, it goes more like this, like a nice mermaidy wave. It's a little wet still because I just spritzed it. I bought this scrunchie that's designed to sleep in, that's like, I guess the idea of it is it doesn't leave a mark in your hair, and it left like the worst mark, like a big line, which usually doesn't happen when I use a scrunchie. Anyway, it's Friday and woo! We have some work to do, but then I want to start on the garden. Slightly annoying is that I'm going away next week, so I'm going to start and I'm not going to be able to continue, but I'm hoping Alex will continue while I'm away. So we're going to go to the garden centre. I'm releasing all pressure and all kind of, any sort of ideas of perfectionism behind when it comes to the garden, because that has what stopped me before. In the past, work happening in the garden, I suppose, stopped us, like the septic tank last year and the patio being done. And this year I haven't felt super inspired to get in the garden because it makes me sad when I go out there, to be honest with you, and look at the patio, because it was all a bit of a drama. So it does make me a bit sad to go out there and be reminded of it. But I'm willing to overcome that so that we can get into the garden and actually grow some things and just learn and just trial and error it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have a greenhouse. I'm gonna sow some seeds in our utility room and on the windowsills and just give it a go, shove some things in the beds and see what happens. And then hopefully next year when the garden is a little bit more sorted and our patio is done, we can do it with some lessons learnt. And I'm open to any of your help or suggestions because you're always so knowledgeable, because I'm a complete beginner novice doing it. Last year, was it last year or the year before, we did plant some things, like we planted some salads, some herbs, some potatoes, that kind of thing, but I've never really done it properly, like month by month. And I know that March is like the biggest month to plant, so that's what we're going to do. And yeah, I think we're going to go to the garden centre to buy some seed trays. I want to use as many like toilet rolls and little plastic trays as I can that I've got from food, but I need something to put them in so that it doesn't leak everywhere. So I'm going to get a couple of seed trays to begin with. I'm sure that there are lots of genius sustainable things that you can collect, but I'm not in that position. I don't have like a large plastic tray to use. So I'm going to go and see what they've got. We've got a load of seeds. And also the other week my dad did come round and he covered some of the beds because we want to try no dig as best as we can. Again, I'm not an expert, so I might do it wrong. But we basically covered, I think 4, is it 3 or 4 of the beds? 3 of the beds, we've covered them so that with like cardboard and other bits to stop the weeds from growing and the sun getting in. So we'll take those off and see how it looks. And then I think that we're going to, start on the other beds, covering those and removing some of the weeds, that kind of thing, and plant some things outside, some things inside, and see how it goes. I think that we just had the last like frost, really, really cold spell, so fingers crossed. Switched to the G7X and I'm just admiring my new phone case. I'll show this properly when I get back home, but properly got me in the mood for spring and planting and growing, because look how cute. And since I got my new phone, I actually haven't got a new case, which is dangerous. So I really needed to get one. This is from Casetify. I really needed to get one that is shockproof so I can drop it and it's safe, because I'm the clumsiest person on planet Earth. And they have so many really cute ones with flowers, which I feel like I couldn't find anywhere because I usually don't like phone case styles, because I like either florals or plain sort of styles. So absolutely love this, and it really makes me happy because I just picked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, look, it kind of matches my outfit. So cute. And I'm going to take it to the garden centre with me. Bubby! The way she's like really, her legs are really stretched up because she's pulling.
Sit. Good girl. Come.
Very impressed because I literally nearly just dropped my phone because I've got the little wrist strap on. I didn't drop it. The amount I dropped my phone, honestly, this is great. Look how cute. It's like I'm a little child. Safety net. How interesting is this? Peat-free, 100% actual vegan cocoa bloom. So it's coir compost. This is the stuff that our, you know, the little foot wells are made from.
Yeah.
Blended with a specially designed set of nutrients. Wow. I feel like we should get one and try it. We are trying to suss the vegan compost. Last year I used some Miracle Grow and also one that my friend recommended that was, I think we found it in another garden centre, but I'm trying to basically shop what is in each garden centre, and here they've got Melcourt, sorry, right by the road, we've got the Melcourt Silver Grow, and I think all of them are vegan except the organic one, which is slightly disappointing because I'd like to get the organic one, but I think the organic one probably has animal manure. Here comes Alex. But we can also try the cocoa bloom because that is vegan as well. So we can try both, and yeah, I just want to like be able to try them all out. And then we've got one online as well that's a vegan one. Is the one we got online organic?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It seems like that's quite a rare thing.
Yeah, because I think that's because it's come from organic animal manure.
Oops.
So I think we're just going to get one of those and one of those just to start with, and then like, I don't know, this is a year experimenting, so maybe we'll notice there's one that we like better, or let me know what ones you've used. If you're in the UK and you're trying to do organic and vegan growing, let me know. What are you doing in the driver's seat? So we have our fibre root pots that are basically just no root disturbance potting things that you put straight in the soil, organic, peat-free, biodegradable wood fibre. So that's going to be the majority of where the seeds are going to go. We also have these terracotta pots that I've had for ages, but they're really small, which is quite good. so I can use those. And then I've been also collecting toilet rolls. So that's what we're going to start with. And I got 2 seed trays. Like I mentioned, I didn't really have anything at home that I could use for this. Though I'm going to look around and see what I can find. This is just the utility room. So that's quite a good shelf for it. And then also I think I'm going to do it in the kitchen and clear the windowsill there a little bit. And potentially in the bathroom. I'm not sure. But it's a start, and these are the seeds we have. Need to do a bit of tidying up in here. But we've got loads and loads of seeds. So lots of them. I'll pop you. Excuse the mess, I just put all the recycling back there that I need to sort out. So we've got things like carrots, and these are direct sow outside. I might even organise these now quickly, which ones to sow directly outside, which ones to do inside. So these cabbage can be directly sown outside from April or inside from March, so that's an in-betweeny one. Broccoli is sow under glass, plants indoors. So sprouting broccoli seeds in a well-prepared seed bed from March to June. Right, so this needs to be done inside. Lots to learn. Brussels sprouts, this can be done either. We have aubergine, that's either as well. More broccoli inside. Beetroot directly outside. Leeks directly outside. Radish directly outside. So there's loads to get on with actually outside, which is really good. I think that's what I had in mind when I picked all of these up. I picked a mixture. Loads of broccoli. I think a lot of these are from last year. Yeah. So we've got a really good variety of seeds. I'm going to experiment. There's actually only 2 broccolis that need to be done indoors. So I think I'm just going to start with those sorts of things. I've even got this little tray, I could use that actually. I'm going to start indoors with the ones that can be done indoors. And then when it's not raining, because it's raining right now, we can go outside and start planting some things outside and just... It may all be a massive fail. I really have no idea. Like literally I'm expecting for absolutely nothing to grow. We shall see. Also I got potatoes. Where are they? Here they are. That was it. These are the things that really smell. They meant to smell? No, they don't smell. These are the things that hopefully will grow because they are already onions. So we've got onions, garlic, red onion, shallots, and then I got some Maris Piper, I think, potatoes, and maybe some salad potatoes, and they can fill a lot of space up because I use those sorts of foods a lot. So I'm very excited, and we'll go from there. And you know, it'll be the first year of properly giving it a go, and maybe next year we'll get a greenhouse. Good morning. Just got myself ready for the day, and I actually got sent these Typology lip oils, and they're my new favourite thing. I love everything that Typology does, and their lip balms are amazing. So I was very excited to receive these. I've just put on the red colour, and it's so lovely on your lips, and it doesn't look too much or anything. And I've got a clear one, pink one. This is kind of like a mauve colour. I love their tinted serum. Tinted moisturiser, it's lovely. I am a bit disappointed that it's raining outside because I had a full plan for this video for yesterday and today to get out in the garden, and yesterday I didn't vlog because I wasn't feeling 100%. I think I'm coming down with something, and outside now it's raining, it's like that mizzle. We'll see how it goes. Forecast isn't looking great, but it doesn't mean I can't start with the vegetable patch inside. And I will also show you what it's looking like down there. I just might not be able to actually get stuck in today because it's raining, but I can show you where we're at. And this video is all about starting it. Feeling a bit like, that's kind of annoying. I wanted to share with you my new phone case. I just swapped it over. This will pick my mood up a little bit. This is from Case Divine. I did mention this one from before, which is super spring-like and lovely. So if you're after a new phone case, I would highly recommend Casetify. I've used Casetify cases basically ever since I've had a phone. I feel like they're always the go-to because they're the only one that has lovely patterns, and they use recycled materials. They have their whole program basically of recycling old phone cases to make their phone cases. And this one is the bounce one. So it's got the extra protection on the side. So if you drop it, then your phone is much more protected, which I love. Look, you can see it here. Because I said I'm very clumsy. And on a side note, I have actually owned this Casetify Apple Watch strap for years. I get asked so much where this Apple Watch strap is from, and it's from Casetify, and I think I've had it since 2019, maybe a very long time. It still looks gorgeous, and I love it because it makes it look like I'm wearing a normal watch when I've got my Apple Watch on. But that's just a side note. I just wanted to let you know where it's from because I'm a huge fan of Casetify essentially already. So how it works with their Casetify recycling program is they use old phone cases, manufacturing scraps, plant-derived, bioplastics, basically to make their new phone cases. So they're really reducing their environmental impact and creating a closed loop economy. They're trying to move forwards with their sustainability so that they can basically reduce the amount of virgin plastics used, which I think is amazing. And if you're a fan of facts, Casetify have upcycled 430,000 phone cases, which is 40,000 kilograms of plastics being saved from going into landfill, which is such an astronomically large number. I can't even comprehend that many phone cases, but it's really important, and I loved hearing that because I think any company that I'm going to be buying from or supporting, I want to know what they're doing to be more sustainable, and I love that they are doing something, and it's not just something that's like, I don't know, limited to one section or one range. It's across all their core range of phone cases, so you can get their Casetify stuff across all their core range of designs. So it's a great use of post-consumer waste, which is always an important thing. Whenever I'm purchasing anything, I always try and look at where the materials have come from, and it's actually probably my top tip when it comes to sustainability, because it can be very difficult to figure out what brand is sustainable, what brand isn't sustainable, what are they doing, and it can become a very complicated process. But my number one tip is to look at the materials. Where are the materials coming from? What are they made from? Are they natural materials? Are they recycled materials? And that can kind of guide you in the right direction of buying any item in your life when it comes to sustainability. So it applies to phone cases as well. And it doesn't mean that they have to compromise on anything. This case is extremely protective for your phone. I'm very clumsy, so it's the number one thing that I have to consider when it comes to getting a phone case, because I drop my phone all the time. I've literally dropped this phone so many times since I've got my new phone cases, and it's fine because of these edges. It provides up to 21.3 feet of protection, which is a lot. So it's gonna be safe. I'll leave a link to these two ones specifically, and also a few other of my favorites, because I have a few that I really want to get in the summertime. And yeah, also I want to show you the strap. I think I did show you a little bit before, but this is genius. So if you are in the car or going out for the day, I find it, I don't know why, but it really annoys me when I can't find my phone, and it's something that happens a lot when I'm like out for the day in my handbag and you're kind of doing lots of different things, or you're with the dog and you can't find your phone, you can't reach for it. And this, ever since I've got it, I am taking it with me every time I leave the house, and it is just so much easier. So it's got this little tab here. So you put that in the case, pop your phone in, oh, like so, then clip it on, and look how cute. So you can basically do this with your phone and you won't drop it. So that's really helpful. And also, if it's in your handbag, you can reach for it easily. You can also like attach different things to it. I know that there are lots of trendy ones at the minute with the beads on, which are also really cute, but this was more my vibe because I feel like this just sort of suits my style better, and you could attach it to things too. So yeah, go check them out if you're after a new phone case. And I'm gonna go downstairs now and look outside and see if it's still raining, and if it is, then I'm going to start doing some seeds inside. I'm a bit nervous, you know. I feel like for the longest time, and I think it was 2 years ago, I made a few videos about the vegetable garden, and we did do some planting, but it's something that's been over my head a little bit, and I think that I'm hyping it up to be a big thing, and I know that a lot of you probably do similar things with hobbies or tasks that you want to do, or goals you want to achieve, where starting is the roadblock where you're like, oh, this is such a big thing and there's so much to learn, and I feel like such a novice that I don't even want to do it. And to be honest with you, that's what's put me off, and that's why I haven't started earlier, because as an adult there's so much going on. I'm running my own business and working on lots of things and trying to have, you know, happy friendships, happy relationships, have you know, take care of my mental well-being and my physical well-being. And when all of us are trying to do all those things at once, I'm then thinking about adding this extra hobby, and I'm thinking, wow, that's overwhelming and that's a lot. But I know it's something that I really, really want to do, and it's something I've wanted to do for so long, is get outdoors and start my vegetable garden. And I know that it will enrich my life. It's just, I have this mental block in my mind of doing it because I'm a perfectionist, and I think I need to know everything about it. I need to listen to every podcast. I need to read every book before starting it so I know what I'm doing. And it's very challenging for me to go into a hobby not already knowing how to do it, if that makes sense. So a lot of my hobbies that I have, I've been doing for years and I'm familiar with them. Maybe they are things that I've learned since I was a kid, you know, things like cooking, things like exercise. There's so many like things that I do in my life that I've just done forever and I know how to do it, and I'm staying in like my safe lane. Whereas growing vegetables is just completely brand new to me, and that makes me feel insecure. So I think that's even more of a reason to do it. And it's a good challenge, not just to grow vegetables, and that's a really lovely thing to do, but it's a good challenge, I think, for my own like growth as a person, to challenge doing something that I have a roadblock in my mind about because it's new to me and I'm not perfect at it yet, and I'm probably going to fail and I'm going to find it difficult, and I'm going to do it in front of loads of people, and maybe they're going to think I'm a complete novice and a beginner and how ridiculous, what am I doing? All those things are going on in my mind, and it's a good challenge to say, do you know what? It actually doesn't matter if I don't know how to do it properly, because who cares? I'm not selling the vegetables. I'm not doing this for anyone but myself. And maybe you are trying to embark on a similar hobby or challenge in your life, so this will inspire you. So I'm going to break down those barriers and get on with it. And also, one of the fun things is that Alex and my dad are going to be doing this with me. So my dad doesn't have a vegetable patch in his garden, so I said to him, why don't you do this with me this year, and it'd be a really fun thing to do together. He's wanted to grow vegetables himself for years as well and never done it properly. He did it a bit, I think, in the past because he loves gardening, but he's not properly like gone into vegetable growing beyond some herbs and like little things here and there in where they used to live. And Alex has never as either, and I think that Alex is keen as well to have that sort of another hobby that's, you know, going to get him out of the house and be relaxing and time on his own and that kind of thing. So yeah, it'll be a really positive experience for all of us, and I just need to remember that. So with that said, let's go downstairs. This weather makes me feel like someone is telling me not to do any gardening, because it's been miserly all weekend. And yesterday I walked Roxy in the pouring rain for like an hour and got soaking wet. Look, she wants to join me. Hey Bob. You're not allowed because she tries to escape to our neighbours through the gap. So this is where we're at with the garden. I'm not going to be able to stay here for too long because it will get the camera wet. But this is what my dad did and Alex did the other week. We're trying to do no dig, so please let me know your top tips for no dig. But I think essentially the idea is that you don't want to be like pulling loads of weeds out and disturbing the soil too much. So we've covered them with cardboard and plastic to try and kill off a lot of the weeds. So my next task is to take these off and move them to the next beds, and we'll work our way down. I'm not 100% sure whether we'll be able to do no dig on all of the beds, just because we've got so many of them. I don't know if we've got the time, because March is a busy time for planting. But what would be interesting is if we do it on some of them and then just remove the weeds from the others, compare how they work, and we may notice a big difference. Yeah, it may just be like a combination and it's not going to be perfect. So like obviously you can see how overgrown these are and how they've just been left. There's dirty composting apples in there. There's grass growing. A lot of these beds are like almost rotting away, like they're coming apart. But we're going to make the most of it this year, and then maybe in the future we can fix them up a little bit. But they're, oh my gosh, look. What are those plants called? I know what those flowers are called, but I've forgotten the name of them. Oh, I've forgotten. But basically I'm going to work my way down from the top, and eventually we'll have all of them. I think the ones at the bottom, I would love to plant some flowers, like cutting flowers. And then one day, this area here, we can have maybe a greenhouse. It's slightly overgrown. And then this is our, like, berry cage, which needs new netting and needs, like, fixing up because the brambles have grown out and there's holes, and you look, all the apples rotting in there. So it's not looking great, but it's something I need to not put off anymore. Look at all the daffodils coming out though. And look at how many of these like lily pods are all over the garden. Oh dear. And look, signs of spring. How beautiful. Look, it's all coming through. I honestly feel quite vulnerable showing you that. I was just thinking as I was walking back, Alex is making his breakfast in the background. Yeah, I was just thinking how I feel quite vulnerable showing you that down there. And it makes me sad because I think because of the situation with our patio, which maybe if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll link a couple videos up here and down below. It's been a bit of a drama, and it was a bit of a drama around the time of our wedding, and it went on and on and on, and it cost us so much more money than we thought. And we think potentially the people we were working with were stretching it out, let's say. So it didn't go to plan like we wanted to, and it has left us quite sad. And by the way, first world problems, whenever I talk about stuff like this, this is in my little bubble. I'm fully aware that it's actually not that sad. This is what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'm trying to explain the situation about the patio, and that it's kind of sad, but I'm trying to say that I'm containing it within a sadness of like, it's not actually that sad. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying it, but it's 100% first world problems, not that sad, but I want to tell you about it still. So just for perspective, there are things that are actually sad in life and actually stressful in life. This is not one of them, but I'm still going to explain. So sad as in like sad, but not actually that sad. So anyway, yeah, the patio makes us a little bit sad, a little bit, and same as the front of the house. So when you drive into the house, there's all the materials from the building works. And every day I'm just like, oh, it's just a bit, because when we first moved here, every time I used to drive in the driveway, I'd have like a bit of a like, heart moment of, this is so beautiful, I'm so lucky to live here, I cannot believe that I live here, how has this happened, how is my life, how, because it's my dream home. And same when I went out into the garden, that's how I used to feel. And so when we sort of started to uproot and do building works and renovations, when I come home and when I go out to the garden, I don't have that feeling anymore, and that is a bit sad. And it's also when things are stagnant for a very long time. So this patio has been like this for about 6 months, and that makes you feel a bit like, oh, nothing's happening, nothing's changing, it's just there, and it makes me miserable seeing it like that, looking like that. And it's like, I suppose it's because I just love this home so much. I love things being beautiful and things being looked after, so it makes me upset to see something just kind of sitting there, not in ruin, but like, even like at the front, we had our shed removed, and in hindsight, we really wish we didn't, we weren't pushed to do that so quickly, because there's just a big empty space with loads of rubble and crap, and it looks a mess. And yeah, anyway, the same applies to the garden, because my long rant basically was trying to explain, because of feeling sad about all of that, I am hesitant to go into the garden. The whole of the winter, I have just, and Alex, we've just not even gone in the garden, not even looked after it, maintained it at all. And I barely even go to the bottom of the garden except to empty the compost. And even then I try and get Alex to do it because it makes me like upset. So we have emailed and got in touch with a gardening kind of landscaping company in Cornwall, and hopefully we're going to speak with them at some point, and maybe we'll speak to a couple of other people about what we can do in the garden, what we can do ourselves, what things can be done to just make it, you know, have like a 5-year plan or 10-year plan of what we want our garden to be, and really inject the love into it like we have done inside. And same with the front of the house. And I think that that's how I'm wanting to move forwards with renovations and stuff, like actually speaking with experts, getting their advice and having like designs done and drawings done, and then moving forwards with it slowly rather than kind of shuffling through on my own and getting a bit frustrated that I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing, I just would love someone to recommend like what plants would be great, what designs we could do, what flower beds we could have, how things could look, you know, lovely. We need a bit more cover with the bushes down the bottom, you know, plans for a greenhouse, all those kinds of things, and just like think about it long term and budget things properly and like figure out how much things would cost and plan that for the future and figure out what things we could do ourselves to save money. Because I know getting like a drawing for like a garden design, landscaping design, could be quite an affordable thing to do in the long run because it would stop us from making mistakes, I think anyway. Having learned with the interior, I think that that's the way to go, to get designs done, get advice from someone, and then really evaluate what can we do, what can they do, what's within our budget, what money do we want to spend on it, and work with what we've got so far. And I think that's the way to go, and that will make us feel happy and have some pep back in our step. And if the veg beds look full of life and full of plants this summer, that would be amazing to go down there and just see them filled with vegetables. So that's the plan. Anyway, I keep on saying anyway, I'm gonna go do the seeds, and then I don't do it, but I'm actually gonna go do it now and put some music on and start, and then hopefully I'll tell you what I'm doing. Not that I know what I'm doing. This is the compost that I mentioned. So this is fertile fibre. This is vegan and it's 100% peat-free natural seed compost, Soil Association approved, and we ordered this online, so I'm going to use this. And then I've set up a little station on the windowsill. Unsure if it's going to be the best place because this is like north facing, but I've got all my seeds here, all our trays, pots and everything, and then I'm just gonna, yeah, see how it goes, and maybe I'll put some ones on the other side of the house so they're facing the sun a little more. But yeah, I cannot stop listening to Miley Cyrus's new album. It's so good. I'm not even joking. I was walking yesterday in the pouring rain, crying my eyes out at Wonder Woman. Oh, that was such a lovely, but also sad, but also lovely, therapeutic moment. We've made progress. I have been trying not to overwhelm myself by just reading the seed packets and what to do. So I've sown the cabbage and the Brussels sprouts, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little pots that are empty. So I think I'm going to go to the garden centre and get another packet of some kind of cabbage, I guess, that is able to be planted in little pots, because everything has a different instruction. I'm not going to like Google too much so I don't get overwhelmed. I'm just going to follow the seed packets. These are all the ones that need to be sown straight outdoors. It's mainly carrots. So we've got carrots, asparagus, beetroots, radish, beans. Oh wait, does this cabbage, this is another type of cabbage. Does this go inside? Sow seed thinly into well-raked soil. And this is straight outside. More carrots, more carrots. I think I found some seeds that I bought maybe last year that I never did. That means I've got loads of the same thing. And then we've got all those potatoes and onions, like I said. So these ones need a propagator. So essentially plastic covering. So I'm going to go back to the garden centre and get one of those so that I can do the broccoli. We've got loads of broccoli because I think, again, I bought some last year. So we've got Green Magic, 2 of those, Calabrini, Sprouting, Summer Purple, and then Aubergine, all of which need to be in a propagator. So that was fairly anticlimactic, and this is advice for future me, is that the idea of something and doing something is way more difficult and bigger than actually just doing it, because I had in my mind that this would be really complicated and that would take forever, blah, 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 and that literally took me no time at all. Now I know I just need to do the next thing and then get started outside. Unfortunately, I'm going away this week, So I'll be away literally from Monday to Friday, so I won't be able to do anything. But Alex might do some, and so might my dad. So if they do, I'll get them to film some clips of it. And yeah, this is the start of me getting into my vegetable garden and vegetable growing. Let me know your advice. I love to hear it. And I actually think I'm going to end the vlog here because I have chatted a lot. I was going to vlog all day, but I'm feeling a little bit headachy and a little bit under the weather. So I think it's best I just rest. I think I'm going to go into the garage with a cup of tea and play the new Harry Potter Legacy or Hogwarts Legacy game because I started it last night and it's so fun. And just really rest because I'm going to London tomorrow for something very exciting, which I can't really tell you about, which is kind of annoying, but I'm going to vlog it and tell you as much as I'm allowed to. So I'll see you in London. It's like, I wish, oh my gosh, it's insane what's happening, but yeah. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll leave a link to Casetify down below, and you can use my code to get 15% off, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Bye. You thought I was gone, but I found this in the recycling, and from now on I'm going to be collecting these plastic sheets because I realised that online, I just quickly googled whether you're supposed to water them because I forgot to water the soil. So I've put some water on the base. I know that potentially you're going to laugh at me, and this is why I'm embarrassed to do this, but I put some water like inside the container and then spritzed it because I didn't want to like overwhelm the seeds, and I'll just keep track of how moist they're looking. But I can see that these little pots have soaked up all the water, so hopefully it should be moist enough. I'll check them tomorrow or later. Yeah, I've ripped this up and I'm just going to cover it with that. And potentially I could just do that with the broccoli. Now I'm thinking about it, but then I don't know. I'm going to have a look because it says like to sow seed thinly. I actually think I'm just going to put these in the remaining ones and do it here because that is the same thing, because it says to seal inside a polythene bag. Yeah, I'm gonna actually fill this here and then we can get a propagator or something afterwards. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. So I picked out this diary from upstairs. Sorry, I'm sitting on the toilet. I found this book which is so beautiful. This is from Papier, I think. No, it's from Deal and Camille. Oh my gosh, I picked this up in Antwerp. Is it Antwerp we went to, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is now going to be my gardening diary. I'm going to get Alex to make note in here if he does anything. This is just instinctual. I feel like this is going to help. So I've basically literally just written down the date. I've written down sown seeds. I've written down what compost, fertile fibre, original seed compost, polyurethane over the top. And I've put cabbage and then what they are. And then I can track this so that I don't forget. Because I imagine it'd be the sort of thing that I'd be like, oh, what was that compost that we used that worked really well? Or, oh, what ones did we sow and when did we do that? Was it this time? Because I know like some seeds you want to do in succession or whatever so that you have a good amount of them. So I'm going to keep that as my little book and it'll be fun to look back on. These are also lollipop sticks that I had last night. Well, Alex and I had. I didn't have both.